participants warn the police against his arrest. Who is protecting Monu Manesar? Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde declared as the chief of the new Shiv Sena in a key party meet in Mumbai. Uddhav Thackeray's plea against the Pone panel will come up for hearing in the Supreme Court tomorrow. Sena MP Sanjay Raut makes a new sensational claim. Says Chief Minister Eknath Shinde's son Shrikant hired a contract killer to eliminate him. Mumbai police to look into the claim. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar now hits out at Rahul Gandhi over China. Says Modi government sent troops to the LAC, not Rahul. Lyricist Javed Akhtar schools Pakistan's terror mongers, names and shames Pakistan in Pakistan. Says 2611 killers still roaming free. A pack of stray dogs maul a 4-year-old in Hyderabad to death. Local administration now launches a drive to catch stray dogs. IAS officer Rohini and IPS Rupa both shunted out after ugly name-calling in Karnataka, transferred without postings by the government for misconduct. Singer Sonu Nigam roughed up at a Mumbai event allegedly by Uddhav Sena MLA's son over clicking of selfies. Sister of accused says have apologized to the singer. And days after Biden's Ukraine visit, Vladimir Putin breathes fire in an address before the one-year war anniversary, accuses the West of starting the war. But the big story that's breaking at this moment, Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde is set to be appointed the chief of the new Shiv Sena. A meeting is going on in Mumbai which will formally anoint Mr. Shinde as the chief leader of the Shiv Sena, coming just days after his party got the election symbol. The Shinde Sena has now also taken over the parliamentary party office of the Shiv Sena. And we are told that they will be changing the constitution of the Shiv Sena. So clearly the Eknath Shinde Sena, or the Shiv Sena as it now is called, is moving very fast to completely take over the party and isolate the Thackeray's. That's the big political story that's been building up. Ritvik Bhalekar, our correspondent, is outside that meeting. Ritvik, what are we to expect? Does it mean now that in a way Eknath Shinde is seen as the new supremo of the Shiv Sena?
Yes, absolutely. Eknath Shinde will be leading the Shiv Sena because this is the first national executive meeting he will be addressing today after the order passed by Election Commission of India, and they have been allotted the name as well as the symbol bow and arrow to the party. And what we're getting from the sources inside is that he will be re-elected as the chief leader, that is Mukhya Neta of the party. And the two posts which were held by Uddhav Thackeray earlier, that is working president, that is called Karyadhyaksha and Paksha Pramukh, will be scrapped today. There will be also a resolution in which they will be seeking time from Election Commission of 1 year to amend the constitution to make it more democratic and to have equal say to all the party workers and office bearers. All these things are being discussed today in the meeting, and we need to see that how the party is going ahead, and will they also claim the financial institutions and Shiv Sena Bhavan, which is an iconic headquarter in the central Mumbai, Dadar area. We need to see that how this party will go further.
So you're saying the first step has been taken. Eknath Shinde now completely taking control of all the party offices. Will the Sena Bhavan be next? Will the funds which they've said they will not touch be next? Ritvik Bhalekar joining me with the very latest. Appreciate your joining us outside that meeting taking place in South Mumbai. Now let's turn from there to my talking point tonight, because this is a question that I believe every Indian should be asking. Do you know who Monu Manesar is? And where is Monu Manesar? Well, let me tell you the story first. It's been 5 days now since the alleged murder of two Muslim young men, Junaid and Nasir, allegedly in the hands of cow vigilantes. The man who is the prime accused is Monu Manesar. He is the face of the Gau Rakshak movement in Haryana, belongs to the Bajrang Dal, is the prime suspect in this grisly killing, but he is absconding. Today, a Mahapanchayat was held in Manesar near Delhi in support of these suspects. Speakers at the meeting warned the Rajasthan police against arresting Monu Manesar and his associates. Right through this, the politicians, the government in Haryana and at the centre has been silent. Gau Rakshaks, are they in collusion with the police? Why are they getting away literally with murder? That's going to be my top focus. First, take a look at this story.
5 days on since the alleged murder of Junaid and Nasir. Prime suspect Gau Rakshak Monu Manesar is still on the run. On his home turf Haryana, a Mahapanchayat is held in his favour and passions run high.
अगर राजस्थान पुलिस ने हमारे साथियों को उनके परिवार को परेशान किया तो ये स्पष्ट सुन लें कि वो राजस्थान पुलिस इस मामले में आएगी तो अपने पांव से, लेकिन वापस अपने पांव से नहीं जा पाएगी। गोरक्षक दल हमारे से ज्यादा काम कर रहे हैं। जब पुलिस को लगा तो इन पूरे गोरक्षकों को हथियार मुहैया कराए, इनके लाइसेंस दिए गए। अब मैं आगे की बात पा रहा हूं, क्यों उनकी अपनी नाकामी को छिपाने के लिए तो पहले इनको हथियार दिए गए, इनको लाइसेंस दिए गए। अब ये जो कह रहे हैं कि भाई इनके लाइसेंस कैंसिल किए जाए, ये बहुत गलत बात है, क्योंकि आज ये हिंदू धर्म की रक्षा कर रहे हैं, गौ माता की रक्षा कर रहे हैं। आज मोनू मानेसर की टीम को हथियारों की सबसे ज्यादा जरूरत है और पुलिस कौन से राज्य की है अभी फिलहाल।
The Mahapanchayat held on Tuesday called for funds to provide Monu Manesar legal defence.
हमारी प्रशासन से मुख्य मांग जो आज हमारी पंचायत थी वो इस विषय पे थी कि जो हमारे भाई मोनू पे जो ये झूठा केस दर्ज किया गया है, ये एक षड्यंत्र के तहत ये केस दर्ज किया गया है, उसको फंसाने का काम किया है। वो निर्दोष है। तो हमने प्रशासन से और सरकार से ये मांग की है कि उसकी सीबीआई जांच करवाई जाए और दूध का दूध पानी का पानी किया जाए, क्योंकि हमारा भाई बिल्कुल निर्दोष है। कमेटी भी बनाई है, पैसा भी इकट्ठा किया है, क्योंकि वो हमारा भाई है, वो समाज के लिए लड़ रहा है।
The Delhi-Jaipur highway is blocked briefly by his supporters as rumours spread about a Rajasthan police team coming to raid Monu Manesar's residence. Out of the 9 accused in the murder, only one has been arrested so far. Some of them are allegedly informers of the Haryana police. Monu himself is the face of Haryana government's Gau Raksha drive. There are many photographs of him posing with senior police officers of the state. The FIR filed by Rajasthan police based on the complaints by the families of Junaid and Nasir claims the crime investigation agency of Haryana police in Nuh district colluded with the suspects.
क्योंकि एलिगेशंस सीरियस हैं, इसलिए हमने अपने तौर पे भी हमारे एडिशनल एसपी नूह श्रीमती उषा कुंडू जी को हमने इसकी जांच सौंपी है, जिसमें जो भी तथ्य है सोशल मीडिया चैनलों के ऊपर या कहीं से भी आए हैं उनके पास, तो इस संबंध में गंभीरता से जांच करते हुए इसमें जो भी सच्चाई है, अगर कोई भी लापरवाही हमारे पुलिस के द्वारा की गई है तो उसकी भी हम रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी फिक्स करेंगे। तो ये भी हमने अपनी तरफ से जांच कमेटी बिठा दी है।
The whole investigation is getting messy. The family of a suspect, Shrikant, claims that his wife suffered miscarriage after being manhandled by Rajasthan cops.
श्रीकांत जो है उनकी मदर के द्वारा, दुलारी जी के द्वारा ये कंप्लेंट दी गई है। इस संबंध में तुरंत प्रभाव से पुलिस द्वारा जांच अमल में लाई गई है। रात को भी मेडिकल रिकॉर्ड्स के लिए और छानबीन के लिए हमारी पुलिस गई थी और आज भी वो कंटिन्यू चल रही है हमारी जांच। तो जांच के बाद डॉक्टर की ओपिनियन के बाद ही हम उसमें आगे अग्रिम कार्रवाई कर सकते हैं।
Kidnapped from Rajasthan, murdered in Haryana. Bodies of Junaid and Nasir were found in their charred Bolero in Bhiwani. Results of DNA samples collected from the skeletal remains are still awaited. Junaid and Nasir are alleged victims of the Gau Raksha movement in Haryana. But the suspects are roaming free. Who is shielding Monu Manesar? With Rahul Gautam in Manesar, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now I want to show you some images that in a sense reflect just why we think this is a very important case. This is not the first instance where it appears there is a lack of action against individuals or party workers who front the Hindutva Gaurakshak agenda across the country. In 2016, one of the killers of a Muslim man named Muhammad Akhlaq, who was lynched by a mob in Bishada village in Uttar Pradesh's Dadri, received martyr status. A tricolour was draped over the killer's coffin and a union minister attended it. In 2018, another union minister, Jayant Sinha, found himself in the midst of a raging controversy after garlanding 8 men convicted in murder in a lynching case in Jharkhand. Now in 2023, Monu Manesar is accused of kidnapping and murder of 2 Muslim men in the name of cow vigilantism. I also want to refer today to the Dera Sacha Sauda chief case of Ram Rahim, which is also in Haryana, convicted of rape and murder, but he continues to come out regularly under the guise of parole and several ministers attend his various pravachans. I want to ask though the big questions tonight. Who is shielding Monu Manesar? Cow vigilantism excuse for murder? Gauraksha murders being normalized in the country. Why is the government in Haryana and Delhi silent on such killings? Joining me now, Sriraj Nair is the VHP spokesperson. Sumit Godra is the BJP MLA from Haryana. Yashovardhan Azad, former IPS officer. And Colin Gonsalves, senior advocate. Sriraj Nair, to you first, because the Bajrang Dal is squarely in this controversy. It's an affiliate of the VHP. Why is the Bajrang Dal or the VHP trying to defend those who may be allegedly murderers? Gau Rakshaks cannot get away with murdering people. There is a law in this country. Cow vigilantism cannot result in killings and murders of this kind. Will you all be willing to accept that the Bajrang Dal activists may well be involved in this and they must face the law instead of organizing Mahapanchayats in their support?
Well, Rajdeep, we have been very clear. The day the incident took place, we issued a statement that whoever is a culprit, first of all, there has to be a free and fair investigation which has to take place. We cannot jump to conclusion whether this body has these 2 people have been burned to death or there was some accidental. There are instances of cars getting burned. So there has to be proper investigation which has to take place. Then only we can reach a conclusion. This is purely witch hunting. We are very sure that is the reason we were the first people to ask for a
no. Are you saying they are innocent? Are you saying, Mr. Sriraj Nair? Mr. Sriraj Nair, there is a Rajasthan police FIR which is very clear. Nasir Junaid left home, just a minute, in a white Bolero, did not return. 8 to 10 men stopped their vehicle on suspicion of smuggling beef. They are then abducted. Their bodies are found in Bhiwani in Haryana. The suspects beat Nasir Junaid unconscious. Now you tell me that, are you telling me all this FIR is cooked up?
See, we have no trust on Rajasthan police. We know what has been happening in Rajasthan in last 4 years. The law and order is absolutely collapsed. And they have been taking selective revenge. Mostly, if you see, Hindus have been harassed. The kind of crimes which were happening on Hindus, we all know. There's no need to tell. So this FIRs, they're all cooked up stories. Now this incident, unfortunate incident, we also condemned it. This unfortunate incident took place in Loharo in Haryana. The cow smuggler's brother was sitting in Bharatpur in Rajasthan. How does he know what happened in Loharo? So these are all imaginary stories created to defame Bajrang Dal. We are absolutely clear. We know that none of the Bajrang Dal cadres are involved in this incident, and we are open for inquiry. A big level of inquiry should be conducted, and we are very categorically saying anybody who is involved in this crime should be punished as per the law. But we don't want a media trial, and we don't want people to jump to conclusion. And Rajasthan police is absolutely a failure. Rajasthan government is a failure. Rather, there should be a central
you have no faith.
President's rule in Rajasthan.
Okay, you have no faith. You have no faith in the Rajasthan police. But Sumit Godra, the fact is that this crime occurred in Haryana. And since the crime has occurred, the Haryana government is silent about it. The BJP government in Delhi, the Haryana government in Delhi, completely silent. It's almost as if when a Mahapanchayat takes place today, people are protesting on the road in support of Monu Manesar, who's absconding. He's not even suddenly he's not even appearing before the police. And the Haryana government has nothing to say. This is the same government which, when the Dera Sachaj Soda chief is convicted for rape and murder, your ministers and MLAs are lining up before him. Where is the rule of law?
Rajdeep, first of all, I come from state of Rajasthan. I am MLA from Bikaner,
Yes.
Loonkansa, Rajasthan. And I just want to give a light what Rajasthan is going through. In last 4.5 years in Rajasthan state, we have seen total anarchy. And the area, these two people who died come from Mewat region, and which is the region which is like Jamtara of Bihar. You have all those criminals there. They are into all sort of crimes, all sort of loots. So you can't come to this conclusion that these people, what they were. They were, these people might be, and I heard these people had some, one of them had some cases against him. So that Mewat region, all the IT frauds, all the mobile frauds, they are coming from that area. So you can't ignore the fact. And you can't ignore this fact, Rajdeep.
No, they could well be cow smugglers. Mr. Godra, they may well be cow smugglers. That does not justify killing.
Rajasthan state where we have broad daylight murder of Kanhaiya, brutal murder which India has never seen. This is what is happening in Rajasthan. And the reason being, the CM is having the home ministry with himself, and he's only involved in saving his own government for last 4.5 years. That's why you will see all over Rajasthan crimes rising, such incidents happening, and the Ashok Gehlot government trying to blame other people for his own failures. That is what Ashok Gehlot government doing, saving his own skin and blaming on the Haryana. Basically, the one who's to be blamed.
Sir, you know there was a case a few years ago. Sir, but I want clarity from you. A few years ago, there was a case in Alwar where again a Muslim man was killed, lynched to death, allegedly because he was involved, it was said, in cow smuggling. Now we've got a repeat of this. I want to understand from you, are you very clear that in the name of cow vigilantism, no one can take the law into their own hands? Do you accept that or not?
Rajdeep, does that need to be said?
Pehlu Khan's case in Alwar.
Rule of law of land. But on the contrary, I want to ask you, have you asked Rajasthan government, have they got their facts clear, whether such thing happened or not? Are they clear, or they are trying to protect those criminals from those areas, Alwar, Bharatpur, where it is Mewat region, where people from one particular community religion are into all sort of these crimes, and they are doing nothing, and they are giving them a freedom to do whatever they want. Who is responsible for this? Have they got the audacity to ask the Rajasthan government, Rajasthan CM, what is he doing? Why is the Mewat region in crimes?
Mr. Godra,
like this? I'm Godara.
Okay, Mr. Godra, the fact is, I am
Godara. Rajdeep.
Godara, I want to make it clear, Mr. Godara, whether it is Kanhaiya Lal or whether it is Nasir and Junaid. Any killings that take place are unacceptable. Let's be very clear.
Right.
There is no place for appeasement politics when it comes to killings. As long as we are on the same page on that, we have made some progress. But Yashovardhan Azad, I am going to now play some pictures here of Monu Manesar with various police officers in Haryana. Now there are reports that 3 of the 4 accused were informers for Haryana police, working with the Haryana police to take on alleged cow smuggling. Now, if informers are being protected, if for 5 days Monu Manesar is not being found, what is the message? Is the police now in collusion with these cow with these cow vigilantes?
Well, the actual fact, Rajdeep, is that the police laxity is visible both in Rajasthan and in Haryana. While the laxity in Rajasthan appears to be not taking action against the cow smugglers, in Haryana it is an open protection given to the so-called cow vigilantes who feel that they have taken upon themselves as extra constitutional authorities to save the cows. Now, there are two parts to this issue. One is the case per se. In the case per se, I'm given to understand it's a very difficult case because though the FIR has been lodged against these 5+1 people, there is no witness at all where exactly the abduction took place. Now, in the charred bodies also which have been found, the DNA profiling has to be done, etc., proven. And then proven that Mr. Monu Pahalwan, or whatever his name is, that he is a part of the 120B conspiracy. The second part is, yes, the way the protection is being given to these heroes, so-called heroes who've assumed importance, calling themselves the cow protection chiefs of villages. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, you can't become an extra constitutional authority taking law in your own hands. So the main issue, Rajdeep, goes back that if you have SPs and collectors who are just agents of the government, then nothing will happen. And let me tell you another thing. If they take action against...
The fact is what stops... Mr. Azad, what stops the Haryana and Rajasthan government from working together? This is one country. I mean, let's be clear. There may be a BJP government in Haryana and a Congress government in Rajasthan, but Nasir and Junaid are Indian citizens. They deserve justice just as much as a Kanhaiya Lal deserved.
Absolutely, but understand, Rajdeep, that it is the votes which matter more than any kind of humanity or justice for people. And that is why you'll see the caste mafia will support any accused anywhere from Bihar, UP to Haryana. And that is why the Mahapanchayat is supporting Monu, not even realizing that the police should be given a chance to catch him and interrogate him and investigate it properly. This is the problem, and as long as you keep police under the state governments like this will happen everywhere and happen again and again.
Can I for a moment bring in Colin Gonsalves? Colin Gonsalves, as Yashovardhan Azad is saying, the difficulty in a case is that in a case like this, there are no witnesses. We've gone by what the families of Nasir and Junaid have claimed. That's become the basis for the FIR. Do you believe that it is difficult to crack these Gau Rakshak cases because often either witnesses turn hostile, as many of them did in Akhlaq's case, or that these witnesses simply disappear, or that the police is so compromised that they will not carry out a free and fair investigation? Do you believe that there can be justice in these Gau Rakshak cases because of the political clout that these Gau Rakshaks enjoy today?
Well, it's a challenge, but I think it's a challenge that can be taken up. And I think it's such an important case that we get this Monu character or whoever else is behind this killing and the accused persons to get them into jail and to get them prosecuted and sentenced for life. Is it possible? Yes. What needs to be done first of all is that the Haryana police should not be associated with the investigation at all. Some court should order an independent investigation team, including some members of the Rajasthan police, but as I said, excluding every single person from the Haryana police. I don't think it is difficult to find the killers, and I don't agree that there are no witnesses. The moment you have an independent and professional and honest team of investigators, our police are pretty good at times in solving crimes, and they go to the area and fan out, you can be sure that they will find people ready to speak and they will collect the information and get these people arrested. It's doable.
But why is it then, Mr. Gonsalves, whether it's the Pehlu Khan case, whether it's the case in Jharkhand, whether it's been the case of Akhlaq, it has often been that it's been very easy for the alleged killers to either get bail or actually even not be convicted. So therefore the question arises, is there a weakness in the law or law enforcement?
No, there's a weakness in civil society taking up these cases. In all these cases, you will find that the local police which collaborated with the killers in lynching and killing people from the minority community, in all the cases, even after the killing and so on, they continued to be in charge of the investigation. And I always tell lawyers and I always tell social workers, please go to court immediately and have an SIT appointed of officers from outside the state. So if you have officers from inside Haryana today, can you imagine there'll be no chance at all that anyone will be arrested, one. And second, all those arrested when they come to court, the police will quickly tell the court in a very cooperative manner, cooperating with the accused, of course, that, my lord, we don't need them anymore. We have interrogated them. We have investigated. You can grant bail to them. The fatal flaw in all these cases must not happen in Haryana today. The investigation team of tough officers from outside Haryana will put the fear of God into all these Mahapanchayats, because they are also colluding in the crime. And all these persons who are threatening to do this and that and so on, tough officers will put the fear of God into all these people who glorify such killings. And the time is now. So
therefore, Yashovardhan, should this case be taken? This case cannot be resolved in Haryana. The criminals are in Haryana, alleged criminals, and they are absconding. We have pictures of them with senior police officers. 3 of them are alleged Haryana informers. Can the Haryana police actually conduct a free and fair investigation? Will they actually allow the Rajasthan police to conduct a free and fair investigation?
No, but also the Rajasthan police should not be involved with this. I would suggest an SIT from outside. I think Colin made a very serious charge of police collaborating with the criminals. That's not fair. I would say police will look the other way, and it's because of the pressure or the benign, oversight of the governments. But to say that they collude in this is wrong. The police is it's become a handmaiden of the sarkars, because no sarkar, whether it is Congress, whether it's BJP or any other sarkar, which wants to let go or wants to give any kind of autonomy to the police. This is a very simple thing. Chaps like Monus can be handled in minutes. It doesn't take long, but it's because of the fear of the government that the police wallas don't take action. So you need spine and spunk as speech. That is the most important issue.
Can I therefore ask you, Sriraj Nair, you are with the VHP. Monu Manesar was the face of the Bajrang Dal's cow vigilante movement in Haryana, and he is running away. What kind of bravery is it if you are absconding? If he has nothing to fear, if he has nothing to hide, why is he absconding? At least appear before the police. Why is he absconding? What does this say about Monu Manesar and the way the Bajrang Dal functions?
See, let me clarify about the function of Bajrang Dal. Bajrang Dal is a youth wing of VHP, and I have been myself at the training camps of the Bajrang Dal, and we always advise, and even in our training programs, it's very clearly taught never to take law in their own hands. Rather to seek the advice of the police, even if they find cow smugglers or if they find somebody transporting cows. They are trained to inform the police. Nobody takes the law in their hands. Now here it is pure witch hunting. I categorically said the incident took place in Lohar in Haryana just on the base of the complaint made by the cow smuggler's brother.
No, why is Monu Manesar not appearing? Sir, you cannot. No, but if your Bajrang Dal face is absconding, what is one to presume? He should appear before the police if he has nothing to fear.
Let me tell, Rahul, Rajdeep, if you see, day before yesterday at 3 o'clock, 40 people came in police dress in police dress, and they started attacking the families of Srikant Pandit, and that lady, and the pregnant lady was hit on her stomach, and she had lost her baby. So this kind of Talibani act is happening by Rajasthan police and the Rajasthan government. So that is the reason Monu Manesar might be hiding. He will come in time. He will come. So this is absolutely a Talibani kind of action is taking place by the Rajasthan government.
So that terror is.
How can you imagine?
Sir, the Talibani action is in burning people alive. The Talibani action. The killing of Nasir and Junaid is the original crime. The police also has no right. The police has no right to beat anyone.
Rajdeep, we are condemning that act.
I am going at the moment by the FIR.
Saying, let the investigation take place. Whether it is an accident that has to be investigated. Why are we jumping that they have been charged to death?
I am not jumping into conclusions. I am only telling you what the FIR is saying as of today. The fact is, the law cannot be taken into their hands by anyone. Let there be a free and fair inquiry. We cannot have people in the name of cow vigilantism becoming killers and murderers in this country. Unacceptable. Okay, we leave it there. You're saying that you will accept whatever happens as long as there's a free and fair inquiry. That's a step forward. I appreciate all my guests joining me here on the news today. Let's turn from there to the other big story that we've been tracking, and we advise viewer discretion for this story, as the video which you will see can be disturbing. A 4-year-old boy died after he was attacked by street dogs at a housing society in Hyderabad. The boy, who sustained serious injuries, died shortly after being taken to the hospital. The incident has highlighted the menace of stray dogs in some parts of the country. Take a look.
A 4-year-old boy is mauled to death by stray dogs in Hyderabad. CCTV footage shows the kid walking outside a car service center adjacent to a housing society on Sunday when 3 dogs pounce on him. The strays pull him down and repeatedly attack him, even as the boy tries to escape.
A horrific incident that happened on a Sunday. This is a very location where a 4-year-old child was mauled to death brutally by stray dogs. We're here right outside a Renault showroom, and in fact this is the very spot where the incident had taken place, and we're also seeing the kind of atrocity that had taken place after the shocking footage had been brought out after the incident that had taken place.
On hearing the child's cries, his father, a security guard at the housing society, rushed to the spot with others.
First time this first time and last time I na kodukuna eppudu naku dhairyan cheptulli jagrata o pakkaki nu cheptulli na kodukuna dhairyan istudu nu odadi na bo antunne dotiki alantodu ila nanna idspettesi vaada ellipoyindu ilantidi inka evariki jaragakoodu
ఆ బాబు చనిపోయినాక ఇక్కడికి తెచ్చినాకనే తెలుసు మాకు కూడా.
ఓకే.
ఇంకా అది ఇన్సిడెంట్ చూసి మా సార్ వాళ్ళు మా మేడం వాళ్ళు అందరూ వచ్చి చాలా బాధపడ్డారు.
Gangadhar rushed his son to a hospital, but it was too late. Following the gruesome incident, the district administration has launched a drive to catch stray dogs from residential areas.
The street dog menace is something that we've been trying to, tackle in our municipalities across the state. In fact, we've created animal care centers, animal birth control centers. We take street dogs very regularly. We actually, conduct these birth control operations. We actually ensure that the animals are also treated in a humane way. But when these incidents happen, it generally creates an uproar and a furor. My sincere condolences to the family.
That the dogs do not bite.
The Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation Mayor on Tuesday chaired a meeting to find solutions to the stray dog menace. With Apurva Jayachandra, Bureau Report, India Today.
Don't feed them because, according to the guide.
Okay, let's turn to tonight's newsmaker. On the 27th of February, that's next week, Meghalaya goes to the polls. And it's a fascinating election there because the Chief Minister, Conrad Sangma, now finds himself pitted not just against the opposition, but even against his allies, including the BJP. Home Minister Amit Shah has gone to Shillong and said that Conrad Sangma's government, of which the BJP was a part over the last 5 years, is the most corrupt and inefficient government the country has ever seen. What does Conrad Sangma, the son of former Lok Sabha Speaker P.S. Sangma, have to say? I was in Meghalaya this weekend and caught up with the Chief Minister, who's our newsmaker tonight. Take a look. Looking confident or not? Because this time you're under pressure, anti-incumbency, 5 years of rule, no longer with the BJP. Is Conrad Sangma as confident as he was 5 years ago?
In fact, in the last election also, we never were with the BJP.
Yes.
We have fought no election, in fact, ever with any political party pre-poll alliance. So it's always been on our own. And the reason we do that is because we feel that we should go to the people with our own ideology and with what the party believes in. So therefore, we've never gone. That's number one. Number two, I think in the last 5 years, we've seen that we have a lot of work has happened at the grassroots level. And in fact, the kind of changes that have taken place at the grassroots level, be it in the road sector, be it in the water supply sector, be it in the health sector, education sector, we have seen a lot of things that have happened. Even important political issues like the border issue have been taken up. So there's a lot of positive, vibe among the people, and I strongly feel that people will vote for these changes and the positive changes that have taken place.
Interestingly, you're talking of a positive atmosphere because the BJP, its leadership, Amit Shah, comes to Meghalaya and says this has been the most corrupt and inefficient government in the history of the state. This is your ally for 5 years who's accusing you directly of being involved in several scams. How do you, make sense of that for us?
Well, elections, a lot of people will say a lot of things. And in fact, this is how things are. This is electioneering.
No, it's more than that. To come and make those direct accusations and specific scams being pointed out, land scams, power scams, rice scams, coal mining scams. As I said, your own ally, one-time ally, is saying that Conrad Sangma ran a very corrupt government.
In all of these allegations that have been made against us, the government has very, very promptly put up all kind of inquiries by judiciary people, by retired judges, independent inquiries. And in none of these allegations that have been made against us has any strong evidence been found in any case. So all of these that have been mentioned, the word that people use of scam, that needs to be proven. So these are all allegations regarding, as I said, BJP coming...
Serious allegations?
Yeah, a lot of people can make serious allegations. We can make many allegations. Any allegations can be made against anybody. But as I said, you have to prove things. So in the last 5 years, in fact, almost all the allegations that have been made, there's not been any kind of proof that these things have happened. Allegations have been made, and this is normal against any government. BJP making this, as I said, this is election time, so maybe they have their own, agenda, and they're giving us, they're making these allegations against us.
But Conrad Sangma makes sense of this for us. You say that you have never gone into pre-poll alliances, but you are part of NEDA, the Northeast Democratic Alliance, headed by the BJP. You're a supporter of the BJP at the center. You formed a government with them, the Meghalaya Democratic Alliance. And now you all are at war with each other just before the elections. Why should the voter take you all seriously? It almost seems either the BJP has used you to grow, or you used the BJP to become the chief minister 5 years ago.
See, fighting elections and forming governments are two different things. When we fight elections, we go with our ideology to the people. And the people vote for us based on what the ideologies that we have. And based on that, if there's a government that comes up, which has a full mandate and doesn't require, any kind of coalition to come up, then that's a different story. But in Meghalaya, we have seen that there's always been a coalition government. The last time when we fought on our own, we did not get sufficient numbers. And then, obviously, political parties have to come together to think what is to be done next, because ultimately we have to form a government.
Yeah, but it's opportunism. People defect from one side to the other. Meghalaya has acquired a reputation like many small states where there is no ideology. The only ideology is power. Conrad Sangma tomorrow may tie up with the same BJP which has accused him before the elections of being a completely corrupt government.
So there are two things on this. Number one, when the elections results have come out, in the last many, many years, almost 45 years, there's never been a government or never been a full mandate given to any government.
Except 1972.
Except 1972, exactly. So in a situation like that, I think it's very clear that the political leadership and the parties have to come together and find a way so that a government can be formed, because the state has to be governed. And therefore, there is nothing wrong in sitting down together and after elections realizing that there is no other option but to form the government, or we'll just have president's rule then. After that.
So you're happy to tie up with the same BJP to do business with the BJP after the election, or would you prefer to look at other options?
That's what I'm saying. When the situation comes, as the numbers come out, hopefully we are hopeful that we will get a better mandate this time. But depending on the numbers and the results that come out, we will decide on how to.
Who's your first option?
We'll decide when the time comes.
You know, the charge against your government or against you is that you have been remote controlled by the BJP, that you are dependent on Amit Shah and the BJP in Delhi, Narendra Modi, and in Northeast on Hemanta Biswa Sarma. He dictates terms to Conrad Sangma. Conrad Sangma does what Hemanta Biswa Sarma will tell him.
See, we work together as a team. And when there are situations which we have to figure out a way to find solutions to, whether it's a border issue, whether it's CAA, whether it's a law and order situation in the Northeast, whether it's important issues concerning Northeast, we have to obviously work together. We have to work together with leaders of the Northeast. We have to work together with central leadership. That is natural. I think if somebody concludes by saying that we are remote controlled by that, then that's overstepping a bit too much. The reason why we do this is because we have to work as a team, as I said. Number two, there have been many instances where we have not agreed on many situations, and obviously we have had difficult situations, and we had to move forward in very complicated situations with the BJP, where we don't agree with the BJP leadership in many situations. So you can take example of even the CAA. There was a point when the CAA came out, and we were the first to raise voice against it. And based on that concern, the government and all called all the different leaders from different parts of the Northeast and sat down across the board and figured out how we can move forward. So there have been many situations where we have not agreed on many terms.
Again, Meghalaya is a unique culture. So what's your favorite song? When you're sitting by in the tension of an election campaign, what's the song?
So many songs.
Okay, favorite one.
जब कोई बात बिगड़ जाए, जब कोई मुश्किल पड़ जाए, तुम देना साथ मेरा, ओ हम नवाज. Thank you.
Is that the song you're going to sing to Amit Shah or to Hemanta Biswa Sarma? Tum dena saath mera. Whose saath are you asking for in this election?
Obviously, this is not an election song. This is just a song.
No, but whose saath? You see, the question everybody in Meghalaya wants to know, post-elections, who's your first preference? TMC, BJP, Congress, UDP. Who's your first preference?
ऐसा है. All of these things will happen as we move along. When the results come out, things will be clearer. So I think it's not fair right now to
अरे किसका साथ दोगे बॉस?
देखेंगे जब टाइम आएगा. क्यों इतने जल्दी में हो? आराम से करते हैं. Let the elections go, and hopefully elections will be going well and better than before, and then we'll see how to move things forward.
Pakoda. This is a pork curry. Bhanga laddu.
The people vote for us based on what the ideologies that we have.
What do the young of Shillong want?
I just want to go out of Meghalaya.
If you're standing by the people, then expect people to stand by you.
In 30 years of doing political rallies, I've never quite seen anything like this.
And we would like to be king, not a kingmaker.
The future's not ours. Whatever happens in its politics, we will celebrate with music and food. Let's take a break. On the other side, remember, elections on my plate Friday night, but up ahead, the good news today story of the day. We'll tell you a little bit more. You're watching the news today. News without the noise.
I think there's an opportunity for India particularly to work with the United States and others.
India is the largest, has the largest vaccine manufacturer in the world.
I thought if it's blowing in the wind, it's best I'm on the motorcycle. And I did 15,000 kilometers in 36 days.
Rich countries have a particular obligation to exercise their investment in innovation.
I believe that global business has the money and the power.
Improvements in the way we understand
the importance of education and healthcare.
You have a greater chance of killing yourself than of being killed by any soldier or terrorist or criminal.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Welcome back. Let's turn to our good news today story, which comes from North India's biggest floating solar power project that has been built in Chandigarh on Dhanas Lake. Built at a cost of nearly 12 crore rupees, this solar unit will help to lower the carbon footprint and evaporation rate while generating at least 35 lakh units of solar energy every year. It's our good news today story.
This is North India's biggest floating solar power project. The solar unit in Chandigarh, built on the Dhanas Lake. It will not only lower the carbon footprint and evaporation rate, but will also help in generating at least 35 lakh units of solar energy every year.
हम लोगों ने बड़ा और एक इंटरेस्टिंग प्रोजेक्ट किया है, अगेन फ्लोटिंग वाला। धनास लेक देखेंगे, बहुत सारे लोग शायद जानते भी नहीं होंगे, यहाँ पे एक सुखना लेक है और एक धनास लेक है, बड़ा सुंदर लेक है। वहाँ पे भी 500 किलोवाट का ऐसे फ्लोटर लगा के 500 किलोवाट का फ्लोटिंग सोलर प्रोजेक्ट लगाया और उससे जो बिजली प्रोडक्शन होगी, एक तो उसी जो लेक साइड पे हम लोगों ने 3 बड़े बड़े फाउंटेन भी लगा दिए, जिसमें क्या होगा कि ब्यूटिफिकेशन भी हो जाएगा उस साइट का। बाकी जो एक्स्ट्रा बिजली है 60 किलोवाट जैसे हम डाइवर्ट कर रहे हैं फॉर दिस पर्पस ऑफ फाउंटेन, बाकी 440 किलोवाट का जो बिजली प्रोडक्शन होगी, फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट का हमारे यहाँ पे 14 अलग अलग एस्टेब्लिशमेंट्स है। ये पूरा 14 एस्टेब्लिशमेंट्स का जो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी रिक्वायरमेंट है वो वहाँ से फुलफिल होगी।
Authorities say 70% of the revenue generated from the floating solar plant will go to the government and the rest will be given to the municipal corporation. The power plant has been established at the total cost of 11.70 crore rupees. Bureau Report, India Today.
Good to see that strong work being done in the area of solar power. Let me leave you though tonight with our image of the day. Javed Akhtar is someone who's never far from controversy. But this time, Javed Akhtar finds himself in the midst of an interesting story. The lyricist was in Lahore recently for a festival where he shamed Pakistan, his host, for harboring terrorists. Asked by an audience member at the festival in Lahore, Javed Akhtar said Indians' anger against Pakistan is fully justified because 2611 terrorists continue to roam freely. Not just that, the legendary lyricist also said that while India celebrates Pakistan singing greats like Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, Pakistan has never celebrated or invited the one and only, the late Lata Mangeshkar, to their country. Listening to Javed Akhtar, more power to him. And I leave you saying good night, Shubhratri, Jai Hind, Namaskar.
हमने तो नुसरत के बड़े बड़े फंक्शन किए, मेहदी हसन के बड़े बड़े फंक्शन किए, आपके मुल्क में तो लता मंगेशकर का कोई फंक्शन नहीं हुआ। अहम बात यह है कि ये जो आजकल इतना गर्म है फिजा, वो कम होनी चाहिए। हम तो बंबई के लोग हैं, हमने देखा हमारे शहर पे कैसे हमला हुआ था। तो वो लोग नॉर्वे से तो नहीं आए थे, ना इजिप्ट से आए थे, वो लोग अभी भी आपके मुल्क में घूम रहे हैं। तो ये शिकायत अगर हिंदुस्तानी के दिल में हो तो आपको बुरा नहीं मानना चाहिए।
Leo. Thalapathy Vijay is one of the most celebrated actors of Tamil cinema, and every time he returns on the big screen, it's no less than a carnival. Leo will also feature Sanjay Dutt, who is all set to make his Tamil debut. Trisha will also be playing a crucial role in the film, and with this, the actress and Thalapathy Vijay will collaborate after 14 years.
அதான் பார்த்தனே சார், பயங்கர ரொமான்டிக் மூட்ல இருந்தீங்க.
சாரி அஞ்சலி.
எதுக்கு?
இல்ல நேத்து நீ வீட்டுக்கு வந்திருந்தப்போ நான் மாதிரி பேசிர கூடாதுல.
சச்சா, அந்த இடத்துல நான் இருந்திருந்தாலும் அப்படிதான் பேசிருப்பேன்.
Leo will also mark yet another collaboration between Thalapathy Vijay and filmmaker Lokesh Kanagaraj. Their first being Master. The action thriller will release in October. Mega star Kamal Hassan will also treat fans with his next offering, Indian 2. Directed by Shankar, the film is a sequel to the much celebrated film of the same name. Cine lovers are waiting with bated breaths to witness Kamal Hassan in the khaki costume, essaying the role of vigilante Senapati. Surya 42. Next in line is Surya with his tentatively titled film Surya 42. Directed by Sirudai Siva, touted as historical fantasy drama, the film will also star Disha Patni in lead role. As per reports, Surya 42 has a 1,000-year-old backstory with some solid action. The superstar was last seen in Edarkum Tunindavan in a full-fledged role. Directed by Pandiraj, the action drama received mixed response at the box office. He also appeared in cameo role in Vikram and Rocketry, The Nambi Effect. Karnataka's loss is Tamil Nadu's big gain. Ola Electric has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Tamil Nadu government to set up an auto plant, picking the state over Karnataka. According to the MOU, the electric vehicle plant planned by Ola will be the world's largest. Ola is likely to invest 7,614 crore rupees in the project. The plant will manufacture battery cells, two-wheelers and four-wheelers. The whole project will be spread across 2,000 acres in Tamil Nadu. The investment is expected to generate more than 3,000 direct jobs. The Ola deal with Tamil Nadu government has sparked a political showdown in Karnataka. The opposition is asking the Basavaraj Bommai government why Karnataka, from where Ola started its journey, failed to back the deal. The Congress is accusing the BJP government in the state
of policy paralysis.
It's a big loss. A lot of companies are going from Karnataka to Tamil Nadu to Telangana because this government has totally failed. 40% commission government. They have to pay money for the government. They have to pay money for the ministers. They have to pay for the officers. So that's what we have been telling. This government is total of corruption. So people are moving around from Karnataka.
The opposition lashed out at the BJP for its focus on Hindutva instead of development.
We are losing thousands of jobs, crores of investments. And who's responsible for this? So what kind of investment environment is the current government giving? It goes to show that they are more interested in their 40% rather than the people's, investments coming into Karnataka and creating jobs for the people of Karnataka.
For the BJP, already under pressure over corruption charges, the loss of a big-ticket investment ahead of elections this year is an embarrassment.
Congress government, Congress people are murmuring only corruption. They are not ready to discuss in the floor of the House. They are not producing any documents. Still, they are murmuring. They are giving all the information in front of media only.
Even businessmen who were sympathetic to the ruling party are pointing fingers at the Bombay government. Manipal Global Education's chairman Mohandas Pai has expressed his disappointment over the loss of the EV plant.
The electric vehicle manufacturing Ola company have moved out of Karnataka and started an establishment in Tamil Nadu. Congress has hit out at BJP government stating that it is because of the corruption they have lost crores of money as well as employment. But the BJP have justified stating that the Ola company had a lot of demands, including a huge land in the city of Bengaluru, which was impossible, and that might be one of the reasons why Ola has moved out. With video journalist Madhu Sagaraj reporting for India Today, Bengaluru.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
I think there's an opportunity for India particularly to work with the United States and others.
India is has the largest vaccine manufacturer in the world.
I thought if it's blowing in the wind, it's best I'm on the motorcycle. And I did 15,000 kilometers in 36 days.
Rich countries have a particular obligation to exercise their investment in innovation.
I believe that global business has the money and the power.
Improvements in the way we understand the importance of education and healthcare.
You have a greater chance of killing yourself than of being killed by any soldier or terrorist or criminal.
Pork curry.
The people vote for us based on what the ideologies that we have.
What do the young of Shillong want?
I just want to go out of Meghalaya.
If you're standing by the people, then expect people to stand by you.
In 30 years of doing political rallies, I've never quite seen anything like this.
And we would like to be king, not a kingmaker.
The future's not ours. Whatever happens in its politics, we will celebrate with music and food.
Co-powered by Get quick loans from Tata Capital. Volkswagen Verter.
Not scared of naming China, says External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar.
And please notice, I said China, C-H-I-N-A.
The External Affairs Minister hits out at Congress leader Rahul Gandhi.
I mean, if he has superior knowledge, wisdom, as I said, for me, life is a learning process.
Dr. Jaishankar sets the record straight on the situation along the LAC.
We have today the largest peacetime deployment in our history on the China border.
Political storm over India-China LAC standoff is our top focus on India First. The biggest deployment of troops at the line of actual control since the April-May 2020 standoff continues. Dr. S. Jaishankar launched a frontal attack on the Congress, saying it was Prime Minister Narendra Modi who had deployed troops at the border with China and not Rahul Gandhi. He insisted India was not soft on the issue, not soft peddling the issue. The attempted Chinese